Good afternoon, love, and good afternoon, light, illuminators and way showers. It is in divine grace and gratitude that I join you once again as I share with you the infinite and timeless, limitless languages of lights. For absolutely everything in creation speaks, sings, emits a song of source, a color, a vibration, a harmonic tone that's a part of you and a part of me and a part of everything. And so I just wanted to share with you this brilliant sunset behind me for just a few moments so you could see the light codes yourselves dancing off the water. And I wanted to thank you all for your outpouring of love as you went with me on my walk yesterday. Thank you so much. I'm just so blessed beyond measure to receive all of the outpouring of kindness and love and your own stories, your own synchronicities, how we feel so familiar to each other, because that's one of the reasons why we are guided to share our passions, is because we are literally finding our family. And so we're feeling familiar with each other just when, exactly the same way when I very first started speaking light languages, it was because it was familiar to me. It was something that struck a chord in my heart and my soul and every fiber of my being. And I knew that one day I would also be speaking them, sharing them, signing them, singing them. And I didn't know how or when, but I knew. And it felt familiar to me. It was my family, my star families, my soul families, my spirit guides, the ancestors, the ascended masters. And so each and every time that we interact with each other, remember that we are a part of that source, that soul, that divine light and spark within us all. So I'm going to pause for just a moment and take a seat over here in the sun. It's a little chilly standing here in the breeze. So hang on just a second. There we go. Settled in, enjoying the last of the afternoon sun, the beautiful warm weather as spring approaches. Thank you all again for walking with me and sharing my journey of joy as we together find bliss in these simple pleasures, the understanding that we are always connected to source, and every time we take this opportunity to be present, no matter what we're doing, and to be present in that moment. And even as the sounds of spring are around me, the birds are chirping, and we've been busy around here. There's construction sounds in the air. My neighbors are building, we're building. Everything is just a state of transformation. And as I record this, it's the 11th day of March 2019, 3-11-3. So we've got the master numbers again, 11 and 33, being a core vibration, master vibration of the teachers of the teachers. Remember, if you're visiting here, this channel, this now, relating to these messages, they're familiar to you as they were familiar to me, because this is the information. It is the same pool of information. It's just we all reflect it and receive it in a different way, in a different moment, exactly when and how we need to. And even for me and many of us, it comes through the sunlight off the water, the numbers, the repeating numbers, as we've talked about so many times. And yet it's always a reminder that synchronicity is the rule, not the exception. That once we're in the flow, the flow of this, tapping into this flow of infinite, timeless information, we realize we really are connected to all things at all times. And in one moment, I may be feeling the essence of a connection with a particular being or energy, whether it's an archangel, whether it's Mother Mary, whether it's Gaia, whether it's the sun, whether it's the elemental being, whether everything serves us in that moment for a very specific reason. And yet we're always all connected to everything, all of us. And we're now discovering how in other parallel realities we're so connected to each other. And with that said, I wanted to invite you all to, we're doing an impromptu, another impromptu light language linguist and oracle lounge. And I'm planning to do it this Wednesday on 3/13/2019, 3/13/3, 333, and the 13th energy of the idea of the 13th step of transformation of 333, the Trinity, the trinary, the Trinity consciousness, that crystalline consciousness of living and embracing our nows in body, mind, and spirit, and in this idea of the bringing together the divine feminine energy and rebalancing and connecting with our angels, connecting with our light bodies, our idea that we are all the essence of this one family of teachers and discoverers, and we are all feeling this desire to gather and to express these highest joys and excitements, and realizing that when we take it to the next step, that 13th step, that transformational step, that place where we go beyond what we ever thought possible for ourselves, and where we go beyond fear. I was visited today by the eagle again today, just a magnificent connection once again with the remembering that we are a physical being, we are a physical energy, but we are a consciousness. We are creating this physical body. This physical body is within our consciousness. And I'm loving, all the birds are talking to me now. And so I'm immediately within their energy, their presence. And the honeybees, and so all of these little synchronicities, and the synchronicities yesterday with all of you guys, and the outpouring of your loving connections and your kind sharings. We're understanding that we really are all connected to all those things, and we can experience in any moment something we never imagined was possible. And so I wanted to invite you all to this Light Language Lounge and Oracle to gather together with some of my divine sisters, and one of which is Holly Strong from Quintessential Healing Arts and Angel Energy. You can find her also. I'll put her links below, and I'm hoping to also be joined. I'm hoping also that Linda Lee will be joining us. Light Languages by Linda Lee. You may know her on Facebook. I'll put her links below as well. We're putting a gathering together here, so Galactic gathering. So I'm hoping that the three of us, and that connection of 333, for that's what I was guided to that day, to connect that day. And so I'm hoping that the three of us will bring to you this collection and connection of divine energy. She's a beautiful light language linguist and channeler herself, and as is Holly. And so a lot of synchronicities there as well with Holly and I, which we'll share with you. So we're going to be, we'll be doing that at 3 p.m. on 3/13/2019, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are all being called together. And for those of you who are brand new, again, thank you so much to brand new to my channel. Thank you so much. I just love how so many of you say, I just stumbled upon your channel, or I just found you. I don't know how I found you, or synchronistically. That's exactly how it was for me. It just happened, because we're vibrating differently. See, and all the birds, I'm telling you guys, I'm not kidding. All the birds, as soon as I start talking and speaking light languages, they all start to gather in the trees right around me. And there's something very magical about this time of day. This, as the sun's beginning to set. Let's see, what time is it here? It is 5. Let's see. I don't have my glasses on. 5:10. So it's 5:10 p.m. And so the days are getting longer here. So we're experiencing, the longer sunshine, the warmer days here. And it's been extremely busy for us these last few, well, this last entire year, this last 2 years. But so we're got some construction going on tomorrow as well, so it's going to be very loud here today. It's going to be a long day tomorrow, so I wasn't sure if I'd be able to squeeze in a video, so I wanted to make sure I invited you guys as early as I could, because we're kind of confirming, everything now. So either way, we're going to be doing the Light Language Linguist and Oracle Lounge again on this Wednesday, 3/13/2019 at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll be open for, be broadcasting on YouTube, live stream on Google Hangouts, so you'll be able to interact with us in the Q&A, and we'll be offering our blessings and whatever information comes through. Actually, the three of us will be kind of meeting for the very first time, the three of us together. So this is going to be really, really fun and really interesting. And so I'm always looking to do something, spur of the moment and spontaneous and outside of the box. And so I was just inspired to put this together on the 13th, and hopefully you guys will be able to join us. And if not, you'll be able to see the replay, because remember, everything is now. And again, if you're new to my channel, there's, again, 1,200 videos. I mean, there is always something for us to receive in some way, shape, or form in the new now. And being spontaneous and taking that 13th step and moving outside of our comfort zone, and me being a fire sign and a master number 11 vibration, isn't that what we do? Isn't that what we do in general as teachers? Whenever, it doesn't matter how you're teaching or who you're teaching, whether it's children, whether it's coworkers, whether it's we're always teaching somebody something. When we learn something, our desire is to share it and teach it and to pass that information along. And by doing that and sharing that, we all realize and connect with each other in ways that only in this way, this physical reality, we can. And to embrace this energy and these numbers and all of these new vibrational aspects of ourselves, and to gather them together and again alchemize to create something absolutely vibrantly new. And I was admiring even today our ability to create every atom that we see around us. It's our consciousness creating every single bit of what we see around us. And yet we somehow feel as if we're not doing enough, or we're failing, or that we're supposed to be doing or moving into a pre-designed path for ourselves, when, for example, a teacher can teach any of almost an infinite number of subjects. A chef, there how many chefs are in the world that can take the same ingredients that exist on the planet and yet put them together in such a way that each one is so absolutely uniquely different, and does something to our senses different every single time. And so we spend, and myself included, spend so much time and energy worrying and wondering about what to expect from ourselves, or what other people are going to say or expect from us when we do take that 13th step and put ourselves out there and be vulnerable and be the bridges between the spirit world and the three-dimensional world, and then realchemizing all of this together and understanding in a phenomenal way the phenomenal thing that we're doing here, and to see ourselves in this grand light of this miraculous part that we're playing in all that is, and how unique we are in all this is, and what a beautiful, amazing, and this is why we speak light languages, because we begin to understand our vocabulary isn't big enough anymore. And so many of us that begin to speak light languages, we just begin to do we know what we're saying word for word? Yes and no. But we prefer to speak in light language because it breaks all boundaries and barriers. It's like listening to a song, like listening to bird song. How do I express to you the passion and the emotion that I feel by listening to that bird? I can't, but yet it's real, and it creates a state of being that creates a reality that changes the reflection of what I create, we create, down to the last blade of grass and the last stone and crystal, and we're always creating our version of everything. And it even puts in perspective then this whole idea, okay, of speaking of now first contact and connecting with our ET and beings from other planets, and when we look at it from this eagle perspective, this higher perspective, we realize it's all like a constant ascension process always with everything, always in creation. And it, for me, it almost it leaves me so awestruck, yet it makes all of that and first contact and meeting all of you and meeting them and meeting and all of us gathering and meeting our hybrid children, meeting the hybrid children, our hybrid children, those that we have given our DNA to, that they are part of us, that this is the next race of beings that we have created, and that we get to meet them, and that we get to start a whole new way of being and interacting with each other and with beings from other stars. But yet it makes it seem like just the next natural step in the whole evolution of everything. And it makes me realize how they're also ascending, they're also expanding, they're also learning and growing and teaching, and so it takes the awe factor maybe down just a notch, in a good way, in a positive sense, in that it makes it more real, more palpable, more acceptable, more normal, because it is normal. This is, all of these decades that we have been when we even, and when I say decades, because really it's probably only been in, let's say, the last couple, maybe 100 years, okay, let's call it, that we've really, other than our ancient ones, our ancestors, the indigenous peoples of the planet, and of course the extraterrestrials that were here before us, understood these, this knowing, the understanding that everything's connected, and that we are just having an experience that we're separated from everything, and that they understood all of this. And sorry, that car came up and I kind of lost track there for a second. Hang on, I'll take a drink of water. Okay, thanks. So when we realize that all of these things are connected, and that the universal information that we're learning and sharing, and that these extraterrestrials, if you will, these other beings from other realms, other dimensions, but yet it began with, and yet everything's happening all at the same time, because there is no past, and there is no future. Everything's happening right now simultaneously, and yet because we can't wrap our minds around that just yet, we have a hard time understanding the timelines in which all of this took place. I know I'm going in different directions here. So for me, I feel like it's this, even though we're preparing for this idea of first contact and this idea of extraterrestrials and meeting our hybrid children and creating this new race, it's also simultaneously about understanding that we are always connected to source, have always been, and that our perspective is just another perspective of source, of the archangels, of the Elohim, of the ascended masters, of each process is happening simultaneously, yet we seem to have this idea of looking up to them, of giving our power away to them. That when I say them, I mean any other entity or energy. That we're beginning to really come to that understanding that the Ascended Masters had, that there is no difference between anything in anything of creation from a value standpoint. And it's only our wanting that experience of separation, of being able to experience lack and polarity and judgment and all of those things that come with all of that. And so it would only stand to reason that we would want to connect, like with everything, that once we become aware that there's more and more to connect to, and that we are more. And when I think of like inner work, it's really expanding work. It's outer work. It's illumination work. I think shadow work is almost makes it feel as if it's something negative, like it's something. And again, we have to define. We have to look at our definitions. How are we defining shadow work? How are we defining expansion? How are we defining first contact? How are we defining ascension? We can only define anything by what we allow into our conscious awareness. Because once we change a definition about something, everything else related to it changes. That's why I even hesitate to say I am this or I am that. Because no matter what we say we are, that everything that we do in our life revolves around that. Where we live, who we talk to, what we eat, the places we go. Every single thing that we declare as an I am, then we create our reality based around the thoughts and beliefs that are around that I am declaration. And by doing so, then we limit, although these are each perfect experiences in of themselves. However, when we do that, when we predefine ourselves like that, we then don't allow all the other experiences that we can experience, because we are not allowing ourselves to take the 13th step outside of that box in order to experience these other things, because we're living in still, again, a defined role, a defined dimension, and what we will and will not allow in, so but yet it's only by exploring these that we find, by discernment, what does work for us and what doesn't, and what does vibrate with us and doesn't. So therefore, it's still perfect. It still absolutely needs to happen. And see, now the clouds are coming. It's getting a little bit chilly as the sun goes down. Oh, but it's so beautiful out here. So I'll wrap it up. But I just wanted to share. I really had no intentions of even, once again, going in any of those directions. But that's how this stuff works, right? We're just guided. That's why it's called guidance. It's just a perspective. And these are my perspectives, I guess, if you want to call it that. But they're also the perspectives of all of the components of all that I am, and all the beings that I am, and all the connections that I am, and also through my own belief systems. And as I expand that idea, I can expand all of those perspectives, but that's what we're all doing, as are you. Boy, I'm so busy, and we are so busy, and I'm so thirsty. Esha to Koliamba Kosanatili, Hamarako Samalo Corpoco Shanateli, Samasotaliana, Niavakora Telekia, Lahemoko Apokoya Sanasalia Shanatoba Akishanateleki, Samorokoa Malia Toria Korokoya, Lehelakoniapako Sanasabe Alako, Rakoshanatelico, Bucasanatelia Nanamako, Elasonopalia Harakolapokosana Sheleki, Lakoa Masela Hua. It's as if they're saying to me now, like these languages, these messages, the bird song. Each and every bird we perceive as being separate, its own frequency, energy, which they are, having their own experience. Yet within those songs, and then I hear the crow, and then earlier I heard the eagle, and now, I mean, all these songbirds. And so, but within each of them and within each of us is that core recognition that we're all connected to the same one thing, and that we're all learning and growing and expanding. I'm just getting a real show out here. They're just landing in front of me. It's so great. That we're all learning and expanding all at the same time, and that everything's happening all at the same time. And that we say, okay, but this happened to me when I was a child, but that's just an experience that we're having, and we're defining that experience right now. It's always right now. And these are very big thoughts to ponder. These are very big ideas. These are, I'm seeing the tree. There's a tree being that's looking at me right now, and it stops my heart because I see it and I know it. And so many of you even said yesterday about the faces, at the cove, at the cave in the spring, and I see the elemental faces in everything, in the water, in the trees, in the rocks, in the leaves, in everything, and the way the sacred geometry of the way the trees fall, and and they're reminding me now too. Everything we do, everything we say, every hand movement, every gesture, every song is energy in motion. It's energy in transmission. It's energy in transformation. It's energy in it's just this never-ending energy, if we could understand that nothing is outside of anything at all, because all that is contains everything. So therefore, by virtue of that, there's never any way to possibly be separated from anything or anyone or a source. But yet we can have so many simultaneous infinite number of realities that we can't even begin to fathom these connections that we have with each other and with everything in creation. And as we gather together in these videos, as we gather together in these live streams, we are literally, I'm here gathering the light, gathering the energy more fully of source and all that is. And oh God, the sky is just so beautiful where the sun is setting, and as the clouds are going by, and the beautiful like images and faces and ships, the things that we can see in the clouds. And so as I wrap it up, I'll hang on. There you go. Can you guys see it? No, maybe. Nesote from the rooftop. See yourselves from the rooftop. Look down on your creation. You made this. I did that. Together we did this. This now. La mia toria or koshana teli halakoyan po olesana seli halakiana marakosana lia. La halakian daughter sumo or koshana tequila kia. Sonosota Shamiliano, Akawakoya, Santa Polakalia, Posana, Telekia, Sonola Malakoria, Senashola, Kilikotia, Mayoshana, Telecosana, Sapeliadona, Makalokora, Bayishana, E la Kalia, E la Korea Pakora, Shena Tabriandone, Bakosana, Telekisana, Selia. Etu, Maya Maliko. Feta Shomakia, Tariano, Makarokosha, Nateli Halakoa, Masatalia, None Avakorokia, La Helaconia Basonotaria, Ilakatian, Subasono, Sapalakela, Cadorogura, Akaya, Nayamaracosan, Sapalation, Soya, Akia, La Helagopocoshan, Shamani, Anomalacote, the Corampacashana, Sela, Yamokoa, Sala, Apocoemara, Sasepeco, Yanane Avacoikia, Ahama Atu, Asamasotariama, Rocoshanate. Akea o Alakiana Mercalicote, Ema ora, Akianania Satasamo Sotajabaku, Ashi ina Malacote, Senatoriama Urcoshana de la Halaco Mosotaria, Ala Helaco Pocora, Mashana Telesan Subutaria, Eshanotepo Sonote. It is time for all of us to take that 13th step to the rooftop view. Yes, and you know, it's really funny. All the things that we designed for ourselves in my very, very first apartment ever, as a teenager, actually, 18, and actually the address was the penthouse north. It was just an apartment building, and there was just 2 apartments up in the very, very on the very, very top. 2 of them. And I forget how many units were below. There was 2 other floors. It was on the 3rd floor. And there was only 2 apartments. And it was penthouse north and penthouse south. And it just so happened that that was our first apartment. And so very interesting too, how even though everything's now, right? That first apartment is happening right now. But I'm not her and she's not me. It's that version of me that is her having that experience and having it right now. Yet, here we are on the rooftop once again. So, we can't always explain what we know, but we can only know it. And again, faith is the absence of doubt. It is absolute and complete allowing and knowing. And today's date equals number 8. The Syrian sacred circuit for number 8 is flow. Allow the flow of energy. Allow your higher selves and your guides to bring you to that 13th